So I'm finally ready to speak out. The public doesn't know the details of what's transpired, but I'm here to inform you that everything that has happened is pretty hard to believe. I'm gonna try to sum it up best I can. But okay, so I met my ex-partner back in 2020 during COVID. At that point, he was working at Big Lots, and I had just returned from Atlanta. I moved down to Atlanta in the attempt to restart life, and it didn't work out. I'll get into the details of that in my book. But I got back to Pittsburgh, and I met him when I signed a lease with a young lady named Esther. We got a property in a suburb in McKeesport in Pittsburgh, near Pittsburgh. Long story short, that didn't work out. And there's a story to that, obviously, and I'll go into detail in my book for that. But the young man named Joshua Sales, he currently doesn't look like he looked before because he got a lot of plastic surgery done to cover up basically this horrible thing that he's done. So basically he signed some sort of deal. There was some sort of deal in Hollywood, some sort of movie deal, whether it was porn. I believe Slam Rush is one of the possibilities, or it was another production house, but I was not aware of it. We were on a road trip. Because of COVID, I did DoorDash. I delivered. And with DoorDash, you're able to work anywhere in the country. So my family rejected me at this point. I basically came out of the closet, said, look, this is who I am. I'll get into detail about that later also. But they all rejected me. The young lady that I got a house with, she went and blew some shit up on Facebook or whatever and cost me a job. I was interviewing at a church as their media director. You know, with COVID, we moved from in-person services to online. So basically, they were an old Baptist church and they had no idea how to do anything. And I created a whole show for them. And they were going to bring me on full time. But she went online and blasted me. She tweaked the truth. She kind of lied about some stuff or whatever. But it really kind of hurt my network. So I said, fuck it. I'm going to get on the road and I'm going to find a new home. Joshua, he was a tweaker. He was working. He got fired from Big Lots because he would be in the back room jacking off, smoking tea, whatever. So I'm like, dude, just come on the road with me. He's a beautiful dude, and he wanted to be a model. I'm a photographer. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'll show you what I know. We got on the road, and at some point, I guess he encountered somebody and they convinced him to put cameras. And I remember while we was in Chicago, really when it really started, December 26, 2021, I meet some dude online. He comes to the Airbnb. Now, mind you, throughout this whole year and a half, I'm flipping the bill. It's my car. I'm securing our housing, everything. Joshua, he chilled. He didn't have his license. and he was completely irresponsible. And when I say that, I say that, so I told him that he was able to use my vehicle, but he was not able to use my vehicle if he was going to meet up with someone because of the type of people that he liked to meet up with. The type of people that he liked to meet up with, for lack of a better reference, they just thugs. They don't give a fuck. They just gonna fuck you, and they don't have any respect about, relationships and couples and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, this is my vehicle. You don't have a license. It's my insurance. If something were to happen, we're screwed. And he's already proven that he had no kind of respect. Like, the second time I went over to his place, I fell asleep, and he took my car and let somebody drive it. So I'm like, nah, if you're going to go do what you do, you need to figure that out, but you can't take my car to do it. If you want to do anything else, you can do it. Like, if you want to go to the store, you could take my car. You want to do that, whatever, you could take my car. But going to meet up and do drugs and stuff like that, he couldn't take my car. He had a major problem with that. We kind of had a whole argument about that. So on the road trip, he couldn't take the car. So fast forward, here we are on December 26th, whatever. I meet somebody, and he's like, so we're doing a documentary. We're going to make somebody become homeless. We're going to get footage of him doing drugs and having sex and all that type of shit or whatever. I'm like, does that have anything to do with me? He's like, no, it doesn't have anything to do with you. I'm like, well, I don't need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that in my psyche, whatever. Now, after that point, at every time I met someone, it was like a gaslighting type of situation over and over. And this happened for 6 months before I brought it to the attention of my partner. So I bring it to his attention, and he goes, finally, as if he was aware of what was going on the whole time. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? He starts going off and getting crazy and like gaslighting and shit. And at that point, I knew that I needed to pivot. I needed to make a decision, and I needed to do something different, because this was no longer a sustainable way of living. So I was going to go home, because the apartment that we had in Chicago, it was in his name, and I wasn't going to live. We wasn't seeing eye to eye, and I wasn't going to stay in that apartment with him with his name on the lease. So I packed a bag and I went back home. That was the responsible thing to do. I'm like, if it works out, we'll get back together later on in the future. But right now, it's not working out. So that's why I left. At that point, when I got back home, I found out from everyone that he created a whole nother scenario. He was talking shit about me the whole time. Basically made me out to be this fucking monster. And that was furthest from the fucking truth. Like, he got people to turn on me that I introduced him to. It was completely ridiculous, and I was completely blindsided. So here I am back in my new hometown, trying to reestablish relationships that he had already intersected and changed. So every single time I would go, I would talk to somebody. I'm like, look, I need some help. I don't know what's going on. Everybody would be like, you're in some shit. You need to go to the police or something. But I don't want nothing to do. Like, everybody. I'm dealing with my fucking abusive, autistic father, who sets up fucking curfews, but doesn't tell me about the curfew. So when I don't come home at curfew, then he goes ahead and kicks me out of the house. And I got a job. like I'm dealing with that type of stuff. So I'm back in my hometown, basically dealing with being homeless again or whatever. And all the while facing people that this group, this coven, this organization or whatever has set up to get footage of me for whatever project that they're doing. I did not authorize any of that shit. And they're making money off of it. Everybody basically that I've come in contact with has profited off of the checks or whatever that I was supposed to be getting. I haven't seen any of that shit. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I get a bad rep for being angry or being a fucking narcissistic. And like, you all don't know. Like, I suffer from complex PTSD, ADHD, fucking autistic, and to have to be isolated and go through this abuse alone for fucking years. It's only by God's grace that I'm still fucking here and I'm still in my right mind. Like, you have no idea. Now, I completely understand that this shit is not only about me and that there's other parts to the story, but I don't know about it. I don't know what's going on. And that's the main reason why I'm speaking up and I'm trying to figure it out. If you don't have a conversation, you can't expect somebody to know what's going on and then to treat them poorly because they don't know what's going on, but you don't speak up. That's so crazy to me. Like, I don't understand that. That's like some alien type shit. Like, at least treat them kind or like show some type of grace or mercy if you ain't going to speak up and tell them what's going on. But people around, like, I'm no longer not talking. I'm no longer not going to say what the fuck is real and what the fuck is going on just to appease somebody's not being uncomfortable. No. So this apartment that I'm at, I should not have been there. I should not have been there. I was homeless for the first year and a half in LA, getting on the bus, riding up and down the 221 up to Hollywood, going up to get food from the one soup kitchen, like by my fucking self. Nobody. But supposedly I had family here. Supposedly I had support here or whatever. But whatever, that's not the case. I go to Volunteers of America. Once I get to Volunteers of America changes their name to Tea House. And then they get security cameras that's pointed to where I am. Now, my housing representative, she goes, yeah. So we service Echo Park, Silver Lake, and Hollywood. I'm like, great, because I don't want to be in Skid Row. Skid Row, you're awesome. Skid Row. But I don't aspire to end up only in Skid Row. Like, that shouldn't be a problem. Like, I don't understand why some people think I'm bougie because I don't want to, like, end in that's neither here and there, whatever. But I'm like, it's traumatic. I don't want, if I'm going to turn a new leaf and try to heal, great. I want to go away so I can create new habits. I can do things differently. She's like, great. Now, when it comes to my turn to get housed, the only place we can place you is here in the building I'm at. Okay. I had a problem with it, obviously, but took another 5 to 6 months for them to actually place me, and I'm assuming that's because they had to get the situation set up. I'm in that building now. It's fucking empty. Skid Row has homeless people on the street, and we have practically a full building of people that could be housed, and it's empty. Why? Pray tell? Politics, money, people that don't have good intent and is trying to profit off of the poor. That's my perspective. And if it's not that, then speak up. Say something. Because there's no reason why I'm like the only fucking person on the 6th floor and all the other rooms are empty now. unless it was some Hollywood shit, unless it was a project. But we got people in Skid Row that's on the streets, sleeping on the streets every night. Why aren't they in those apartments? That doesn't make any sense. So please help me. Tell me why they aren't. Yeah, because they were setting up some shit and other people was making money off of me and whoever else is in this project. But that's why I have an attitude. That's why I'm doing what the fuck I'm doing. Because if I would have just stayed small and not leaned into it, y'all messy people, and I'm not saying everybody's messy, but I'm saying messy people that's not able to look at the big picture and actually be present is just going to talk shit and look at me and look the pain and talk shit and go, oh, did you see this? So it was going to spread. So the more people that was aware of it, the more chances I can find somebody righteous and somebody that has a heart and somebody that could do something. Because all my family, all my friends, everybody all my support, they said, fuck you, basically. So what other options do I have? They control my money. They control my job. I did get a new job. I'm not fucking lazy. I've worked my whole life. I moved out of the house because I was abused from my fucking father as a child. So I moved out at 16 and I had my own apartment by 17. And I've worked my whole life. I bought all my own cars. I paid for everything. My own phone bills, my own insurance, everything. My father ain't teach me shit. So that's not the case. They're fucking controlling everything that I do, even down to these fucking food stamps. They're like, no, you can't get food stamps because you're making money or supposedly you have money somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? No, y'all got me playing these games, like this little scavenger hunt, trying to get me to do different things to see what my character. I should have never been in this because then nobody know me in LA. Don't nobody know me in LA. Don't nobody know who the fuck I am. So to now put me into this type of, you didn't know how I was going to respond, especially already having PTSD, complex fucking PTSD. You're only fucking making it worse with gang stalking, people following me all over the place. How the fuck am I supposed to heal from that? Please, I don't understand what the fuck you want me to do. You have to give me instructions. And if you don't give me instructions, it's going to be random as fuck because I have people out here that are trying to see me fail. They're trying to steal from me. So how the fuck do I distinguish what to do and who to fucking trust when I haven't had anybody? That doesn't make any fucking sense. And I'm trying to do the best I can. I get the fuck up half the time I do the drugs is to fucking give me enough energy and courage to get the fuck out here and face all y'all muck. Like, I've had it. I've about had it. I'm at my fucking breaking point. I am trying the fucking best I can. And I want to do the right thing. But I can't do this shit no more the way that you all set it up. Like, what is the fucking... People come to my fucking house talking about they're producers and they work on a show and they're setting up all this. What the fuck about me? What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, really? What the fuck about these people that are fucking homeless on the fucking street? And we got these fucking apartments. Like, it doesn't take that much effort. Like, I don't understand what the fucking problem is. And this is my rant. But some shit gotta change. This don't make no fucking sense. America, we gotta do fucking better.